All right, so this is the official first activity for introducing the concept of zero.
Oh.
So again, control of error here. Does anybody have an idea? We have labeled boxes with the number of spindles you're supposed to place in them.
Same amount of spindles for each box that goes in each box.
Yes. So you make sure you have the proper number of spindles. And how many spindles would that be?
10.
11.
10.
10. All right. So to do this activity, they have to know their numerals. You do not move to this activity until they know it. Otherwise, it's going to be entirely teacher-led for them to be able to continue to work with it. So you test their knowledge by pointing to random numerals at the top of the box. So you guys can help me out with this. What number is this?
3.
Good. What number is this?
1.
What number is this?
4.
What number is this?
2.
Very good. Now what number did I not point to?
0.
I did that on purpose. Do not point to the 0 when you're introducing this because they haven't been introduced to 0 yet. Alright, so typically you would do it next to the child and have them help put the spindles in the box. But I'm going to do it so you guys can see it. So we'll turn it kind of this way since you know this activity really well. And I try to keep the spindles on the left side of the box. Anybody have an idea of why?
Right to left. Or left to
Left
right,
to
sorry.
Left to right.
Left to right as much
We
as
knew what
possible.
you meant.
All right, so I'm going to have Elena help me out here. So, Elena, what number is this?
1.
1. Can you count out 1 spindle in your hand, please?
1.
Good. Put it in. I know.
This would help with the toothbrushing as they put their toothbrushes away. It's such an ordeal.
Well, probably not, because you'll see in a minute. What number is this?
2.
2. Can you count out 2 spindles in your hand, please?
1, 2.
Very good. Can you place that in the twos box?
Ooh. Oh, I get it.
Maybe not two toothbrushes in the same box. What number is this?
3.
3. Can you count out 3 spindles in your hand, please?
1, 2, 3.
Very good. Can you put it in the two box? And what happens? Well, we'll find out what happens. What number is this?
4.
4. Can you count out 4 spindles in your hand, please?
1, 2, 3. Uh-oh.
What have I done?
Not put enough in the box.
Yeah.
Not
So
have
what?
a prepared environment.
Not have yes. So what does that eliminate?
The control of error.
The control of error. The child's going to have no idea that they've done something wrong, or they're going to become frustrated because they can't figure out how to fix it.
Or they say, uh-oh, broke.
Or they say, uh-oh, broke. When nothing's actually broken, the teacher just didn't do their job.
Or they're behind the line.
Are they behind us?
Thanks for
Or
using
they
it as a
decided
teaching
to
moment.
regret.
Yes. You're welcome. I totally did that on purpose. I don't know where
This
my...
explains
Where'd your insets go?
why this failed so bad.
That's not where-
last
this
time we
actually
tried to
came
do
with
it,
the insets,
because
so
none
I'm
of
not
them
sure where
knew
it's
their
gonna lie.
numerals.
You can borrow it.
All right. Let's try again. What number is this?
4.
4. Can you count out 4 spindles in your hand, please?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Very good. Can you place it in the 4 box? Very good. You matched each number with the number of spindles inside the box. Now we have one compartment that we didn't talk about. This one over here. How many spindles are in that box?
None.
None. Do you have any idea why there are no spindles in that box?
Because 0.
You are super smart. I did not expect you to know the answer. There are no spindles in this box because this number told us that there should not be any spindles. This is the number 0. Can you say 0?
0.
0. Very good. And 0 means nothing. Or none. Sure. Isn't that pretty cool?
I have to tell my kids both because they say both. So
Okay.
now they'll say 0 means nothing or none.
Or none. Can you say both?
Yep.
Very good. Let's put our spindles back.
Because if you ask them how many go in here, they're not going to say nothing. They say none.
None. Okay.
So we just use both.
Good call. And I think it's really important. It's time consuming, especially when you go through 10 or 9. but to take them out one at a time, especially at this young age, because otherwise you're going to have spindles everywhere. So we try to handle just one spindle at a time until you have the grouping.
Well, and when you have the larger box for the 0 through 9, then they really only fit in there if they're stacked correctly. Otherwise, it's just a big mess and they can't put them away correctly.
All right, very good. So this is the first introduction to 0. At this point, you can add 0 to your sandpaper number box, and then you can introduce how to trace the 0. Or you can do that in a group activity. So after you have a few friends who've done this activity together, you can do the 0 activity. All right, you guys ready for the 0 activity? Super fun. All right, let's see. Tammy, can you clap your hands 3 times? Very good. Becca, can you clap your hands 5 times? Very good. Michaela, can you clap your hands 0 times? Good job, Michaela. How many times did she clap her hands?
She didn't.
She didn't. Why didn't she clap her hands?
She said 0.
And what does 0 mean?
Nothing.
Or
None. Good
My kids
job.
will say exactly that.
All right, and just so we remember, this is what the number 0 looks like. And I'm going to trace it.
Oh, I think it was Mia's the other day.
And
who
then
kept
pass it
telling me.
around for everyone else to trace. And of course you can continue playing the game for as long as you want and have them do different things. So they can pat their head,
They
or they
can
can
bring
do
you
jumping
things,
jacks,
yeah.
they can bring you things, yeah. The bringing you things is more of the extension. And that's when, once you have a group of students who understand all of their numbers, like through 5 or something like that, and recognize the numerals, then you can write numbers on slips of paper and have each child look at their slip of paper and then ask them to go bring you that number of object. So typically in the beginning I'd put together a basket of objects, and they can go to that basket and collect that number of objects. And then you come back and somebody always has 0, and so they don't come back with anything. And sometimes they're sad about that, or like in this activity where they didn't get to do anything, you kind of make a big deal out of the fact that they knew what 0 meant and that they didn't get anything. So you have to make them feel special for not getting anything. You got nothing, yay!